Love and Hip Hop Atlanta Season 5, Episode 4, Blackmail. Okay, so let me begin by saying we already knew this week Jocelyn and K. Michelle were coming back to the show. And I really expected so much more, but I really didn't get what I was wanting. Like I was thirsty for some tea, and I really didn't get much of anything. I'm a bit parched right now. But with that being said, Jocelyn, I really don't like the way she's acting. I'll get into further detail later. K. Michelle, I heard that she said on an interview that she would be on this season because they offered her the right amount of money. However, she's not filming very many scenes with very many people, and I just really don't agree with that, because if you're not going to come back and give us 100% or give us the K. Michelle that we loved from season 1, then really there's no point in you coming back. Like that, you're just there for filler scenes, really, at this point. Like, it's not exciting to watch you just film with one person. But whatever the case, this week's episode started off, of course, with the fight with Tommie and Tiarra, and Scrapp is just sitting back watching, and he really has nothing to say. He's like, hey, I told you I can't make a decision. You're supposed to feel sorry for me because I signed a plea deal. I just want to see my son, and I just still want to sleep with both of you. Do you not understand? Okay, well, they're like, no, I'm not dealing with this. So you know what? Deuces. So they both go their separate ways. Whatever. Okay. Now, we also have Mimi, Jessica, Dime, Penny, and we have Tiarra. So Jessica brings Tiarra to some club or wherever to talk to Mimi, to explain her side of the story, and then she gets emotional and, oh, you know, that's the father of my child, and blah, 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 and I'm not going to have my kid around him because he could have my kid around this girl and his mother, and I think they're dangerous people, yada, yada, yada. So Mimi, of course, being that she has a baby's daddy as well, she's like, you know, you really shouldn't keep the child away from him no matter what. And Mimi has been through crazy stuff, and Jocelyn is certified cuckoo as well, so she's had her baby around Stevie. But she says, you know what, I really think that all of this stems from your relationship with KK, and you and KK really just need to sit down and hash this out so that you can feel comfortable and you can move past this, and him and his son can still continue to have a relationship. Okay, so she says, you know, I'm going to take your advice. I'm going to do that. Okay, now let's go to Kirk and Rasheeda and their fake made-up storyline. I'm so tired of their storylines. Like, it is so obvious that their storylines are made up. The only thing I have ever believed was when, what's her name? Rasheeda's mama had ran over Kirk's bike. But all the rest of their storylines and the cheating and the selling stuff, all of that, I think it's all fake. Because I see them on Snapchat every day, and they're always working out together. They're always a happy family. They're like Tamar and Vince. They're Velcro. They are with each other at all times. So I really just don't think that any of their storylines are true. With that being said, they're supposed to be having a meeting at press because she hired all her family to be on staff, which is never a good idea. I love you, but we can't work together because that's going to mess up our relationship, and you're not going to take me seriously. But she has a meeting with them. Of course, Kirk's daughter is always late, and this is where I knew that this is made up, and I really need to fast forward, because Kirk's daughter walks in, and she's super disrespectful to Miss Charlene, who is Rasheeda's mother. Now, I understand that Charlene is not Kirk's daughter's actual grandmother. However, that is her elder. Whether the girl is 30 or she's 20, I don't think that it would just be allowed for her to be disrespectful like that. Like, I wouldn't just disrespect my elders like that. And I'm fully grown. But that's how I knew that this was made up for the camera, because she would just continue to talk crazy to her and disrespectful, and I have a 3-year-old to drop off and blah, 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 and then Kirk comes into the meeting, and then all of a sudden it turns into a family meeting. It's like, Mona, I can't take it. I mean, Rasheeda, like, she's cute and all, like, I like looking at her clothes and her hair, but get them off. Like, everybody's tired of their storylines. Let's move on. Okay, so I think we're going to move on to Stevie and Jocelyn. So, of course, they make their grand entrance back into the show. Well, should I say Jocelyn, because we've already seen Stevie. And Jocelyn comes in, and she claims she loved it in L.A., but Stevie has to come back to Atlanta to film this movie for tax purposes. Okay, so the only reason she agreed is because she wanted him to buy her new jewelry. Okay, so they're in some ring store. She says, my husband, my husband, my husband. But as we all know, 9 times out of 10, they're probably not really married. But she claims that she has all this tea just ready to spill over into Atlanta, and she will be getting these ladies back. But her first order of business is to deal with Tommie, because Tommie she thinks she's just the baddest thing, and she's not, because Jocelyn is the queen, and Tommie needs to stop being out here slapping people and punching people and fighting. That's not ladylike. And I was like, what? Like, what? Do I need to rewind? Who is this talking? Like, Jocelyn. Jocelyn kept saying, well, in my former years, I did those things in the past. Girl, like, that wasn't that long ago. Like, so stop acting like you're just such a changed person and it's been so long. I hate that. Okay, whatever the case, we know that Tommie is certified crazy too. So I just don't think those two should really go at it. But whatever the case, Tommie, she sits down with Tommie, and Tommie is telling her about all the things that Jessica, Dime Penny, and Carly have been saying about her. Tommie is really trying to have her back. Well, Jocelyn, she kind of like talks down on Tommie, which I kind of understand where Carly is coming from when she says that Jocelyn just switches on you at the drop of a dime, because it kind of seems like that's what she's doing to Tommie. Like, she's not really fully loyal to her, and she keeps talking about she's not a lady, she's not a lady. Well, Jocelyn, you were literally doing your confessionals, and you were about to pop out of your shirt. Like, I felt like she shouldn't move too fast, because we're gonna have a Janet Jackson Super Bowl moment, and this is gonna be bad for VH1. But whatever the case, she's a lady, I guess. Okay, so if we go on to Carly. Carly is at her store which is in LA, and she said K. Michelle came to visit her. They had a stupid little scene, basically reintroducing her back to the show. Okay, so Scrapp Deleon. Scrapp Deleon, he meets with his mother, KK, lets her know that Tiarra wants to meet with her, blah, blah, blah. He wants to see his kid. KK is basically like, look, he's your son too. Like, you're stupid. Like, you should be able to see your son. And she's punishing you because she doesn't like me. I mean, I've already been punished. Out of all, he's 4 years old, and I've never even been to one of his birthdays because she doesn't care for me. Whatever. Okay, moving on from that, we have Scrappy and we have Rasheeda, and they meet up, and Rasheeda says, basically, I want us to squash this. I want us to be back on good terms. Can you please come to Kirk's showcase and we can talk this out? And, of course, he agrees because the producers probably told him to. Whatever. Carly did Playboy, okay, and Life Jennings, she's still dating him. He goes and watches her, and she just feels like she's doing big stuff, which I guess that is a big deal. It's Playboy, but whatever. No shade, no shade. Okay, Carly meets with Jocelyn, and I guess this was supposed to be the big bang of the episode, where her and Jocelyn get together, and Jocelyn says, I have some tea. Either you can keep my name out your mouth, or else I will leak this story to the blogs, to the media, and you do not want this to get out. Hence the title of the episode, Blackmail. So, I guess she's really getting Carly stirred up, because remember, they used to be good friends at one point. So, she probably does have information on Carly that Carly doesn't want to get out. And she's like, you don't have anything on me. Not one freaking thing. Like, she was really upset, clearly. So, I'm sure that will eventually leak. Because Mona Scott, she's going to put it in Jocelyn's contract. She's going to say, if you want to stay relevant on this show, you need to spill the tea. So she has a lot of tea to spill this season, apparently, and they're just going to drag it out for episodes and episodes. And this really could have been a much better episode, but we shall see for next week. But anyways, with that being said, please like, comment, and subscribe, and check me out at MrsBlogaholic.com.